What's up guys, JV2017 here with another Advanced Warfare pre-release info video. And this time we're looking at a confirmed list of secondary weapons and exo launchers in the multiplayer. So let's jump right into the pistols. So we're going to look at the pistols right now. We have 4 options in the multiplayer. First off is the Atlas 45, which is a semi-automatic pistol, and its unique characteristic, I guess you could say, is that it's front-loaded, and it doesn't really affect multiplayer, but it's kind of one of those cool futuristic elements. I don't know if that's, breaking new grounds or anything in terms of guns, because I don't really know guns, but the magazine is front-loaded, and it has the best handling of any other weapon in this class. So I believe that means it has the best mobility, so you run around quicker with it. I'm not sure. That'll be something that I actually test when the game comes out, but it has 10 rounds per magazine. Next up, the RW1 is a break action railgun. So basically in the game it looks like a giant magnum. However, break action is kind of like a break action or a breakneck shotgun. If you guys have ever heard of one of those or seen it, you basically flip the barrel down, stick the bullet in, and then flip the barrel back up, and you're good to go. And this weapon has the best damage by far. I think it has per bullet 2 times as much damage as the Atlas 45. And it doesn't actually have a magazine because, again, it is break action. So every single time you'll have to stick in 1 bullet and shoot it. So basically you have 1 shot, you got to stick a bullet in, 1 shot, stick a bullet in, 1 shot. You have to reload for every bullet. So you start out with 1 bullet in the chamber and 23 extra bullets in multiplayer, just to give you guys an idea. Next up is the PDW, which is kind of a weapon that returns from Ghost, except I believe in Ghost it was fully auto. I think it is. Actually, yeah, it is in this game as well. However, I have had multiple sources say that it's both 3-round burst and fully automatic in Advanced Warfare. So I can't really say one way or another. Maybe you can switch them up. I don't even know. But I do know that it has the best fire rate of all pistols, and it has a 32-round clip in Advanced Warfare. Next up is the MP443 GRACH, or GRACH. I don't know exactly how to say that, but you guys remember this gun was actually in extinction in Ghosts. And I don't know, was it in multiplayer? I didn't play enough of Ghost multiplayer, but in this game it is apparently a 2-round burst, and that's all I know about this weapon because it's the last pistol that you unlock, and I'm not sure about the magazine size either. Now let's talk about launchers. So there are possibly 3 to choose from. 2 are definitely confirmed. The third one is kind of iffy, so we'll talk about that. First off is the Stinger M7, which is a weapon you probably all recognize from pretty much every single Call of Duty multiplayer, especially the Modern Warfare ones. This is a lock-on only weapon. You can't just fire this into a window and just get a multi-kill. You have to lock on. You can fire it through the window if you lock onto a player or a streak that's through the window. But anyways, it's locked to players and streaks only. And apparently, it's got a 4-round magazine. So there's 4 projectiles in each, magazine, I guess you could say. I don't know if there's an actual magazine. But anyways, and they fire in a horizontal pattern. So that's 4 missiles side by side. That sounds crazy. I'm not sure how it'll work in the real game, but we'll have to figure that out when we play it. Next up is the MAAWS, which is a launcher coming back from Ghost. It's pretty much the same weapon in this game. It's free fire, shoulder mounted. You don't have to lock on. Also, it says it's laser guided. I'm not sure if that actually means it works mechanically different or not, but it doesn't really have a magazine. It's like a normal launcher, so you put in each projectile, each missile every single time you shoot it. So the third thing, I can't confirm if this is in multiplayer or not, is the MDL, and this is a grenade launcher. It's semi-automatic, detonates on impact, and has a 6-round magazine. So I would not be surprised if this is in multiplayer. The only place that it's been spotted, I think, is in single player, but I'm not sure if this is in multiplayer or not. The reason I put it here is because it may be, and it seems like every single year they try to sneak in some kind of grenade launcher, whether it's an attachment or an actual launcher secondary like we have here. So again, I can't say 100% if this is in the game or not. I wouldn't be surprised if it is actually in the multiplayer. The last thing I'm going to cover in this video are exo launchers. So this is a new kind of thing. Every single exosuit is equipped with a wrist mounted launcher that can launch a ton of different projectiles. And if you imagine the PIC-13 system, the Exo Launcher takes the place of the lethal, but it also combines lethal and tactical grenades into one single, slot here, which is interesting. So basically, the Exo Launchers is one slot, and Exo Abilities is another slot, and that's an entirely different beast that we're going to talk about in a different video. But just know that Exo Launchers include lethal and tactical equipment, and we're going to go over them right now. So first off is the FRAG. This is a cookable frag that you can shoot from your wrist-mounted launcher, and there's nothing really special about the FRAG in this game. Next up is the stun, and this does pretty much what you expect it to be. It completely blinds people if they're looking at it. If they're not looking directly at, the projectile that you shot, it kind of blinds them and disorients them. And it can be manually detonated. That's a new feature. So we'll have to see how that actually works, from a controller standpoint in the game. I'm not sure what button you would press to do that, but anyways, next up is the explosive drone, which once you shoot this thing, it tracks enemies and explodes near them. That sounds interesting, because I hope it's not a one-shot kill, you know what I mean? That seems like it'd be kind of cheap. I don't know what the range is on this thing for tracking enemies, but if it just goes to the nearest enemy and it's on the opposite side of the map, that'll be a problem. I'll have to see how that works out. Next up is the tracking drone, which tracks enemies and highlights them instead of exploding on them, and it highlights them on your radar as arrows. Now, it doesn't say whether they keep moving or whether it's just one directional blip on the radar, and it's kind of like a, like a normal radar goes around and gives you every 1 second or something like that. That's something we'll have to test and see in the real game. Next up is the SEMTEX, which everyone knows the SEMTEX. It's a timed sticky explosive that you can throw on walls. It'll stick to people as well, that sort of thing. Next is the threat grenade, which is a little grenade you can launch, and it highlights enemies through walls, and you can manually detonate it. So I feel like there's some kind of proximity going on here. But its proximity is through walls, so it's not like a normal grenade that you would throw at a wall and it would only, it would be contained to that room. This thing goes through walls, and if anything is caught in that proximity, it will highlight it, I guess, in red, kind of like, SITREP Pro with, tactical grenades. I think that was Modern Warfare 3 where that was the case. So again, I'll probably be testing this on my channel when it comes out. Next up is the EMP grenade, which disables equipment, score streaks, and any kind of exosuit movement abilities. So that means your ability to jump, glide, do this crazy boost jump stuff that's in this game, that'll be disabled if you're hit by an EMP grenade, which sounds pretty powerful. And it's also manually detonated, so you can detonate that manually whenever you please. So next up is the smoke grenade, which provides a temporary smoke screen, pretty much like every other smoke grenade, and it can also be manually detonated. Next up, this seems like the best option here, but I don't have a ton of information on it. It's the variable grenade. So apparently this is a grenade that contains EMP, threat, stun, smoke, all of those, and they can be cycled through, and you can just pick which one you want, and it's just one grenade, which sounds like a jack of all trades grenade for almost any situation that you can just pick and choose, which sounds great. And the thing is, it's not manual though, so that's kind of the downside. I'm not sure how this functions in the game, but that sounds like the best one in this category by far, the best kind of exo launcher. The last one I have for you all here is the spike grenade. So this is a reusable projectile. It's actually not a grenade. It's a reusable projectile. It is stealthy and lethal when compared to, well, stealthy compared to other, in this category, but lethal, all of them are lethal. It can be picked back up, kind of like a boomerang, or commanded to fly back to you, which is crazy. But anyways, this sounds kind of like a tomahawk or a throwing knife. That's what the spike sounds like, Advanced Warfare's version. So anyways, guys, that's all I have for you all. If you learned something new, remember to hit that like button. And there's a lot of interesting stuff here. Let me know what you guys think about it, and subscribe for more information on this game before it comes out, and also a bunch of tips and tricks after the game comes out. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.